Emily here, and I am your fancy pharmacist. In this video, I am so excited to dig into the new advanced SenePlex Renewal Serum with Retinol by SeneGence. Okay, so if you are looking to add a retinol to your skincare routine, or you're brand new to retinol, I want you to stop this video and actually go back and find my video on the beginner's guide to retinol products, and then join us back. This video is intended to dig into this product as well as some super fun pharmacy facts along the way. Keep watching. If you are ready to supercharge your nighttime skincare routine, this product is for you. It is going to target the most frustrating signs of aging, including fine lines and wrinkles, sunspots, loss of firmness, and rough texture. You will see absolutely radiant results. But first, we have to talk about my favorite thing. Did you guess it? Yes, science. If you're looking to combat the signs of skin aging, then retinol is really the gold standard product. It has the power to rejuvenate aging skin, enhance brightness, and overall leave a firm looking and smooth, more radiant skin appearance. Retinol, which is a vitamin A derivative, is a highly reactive compound. So what that means is that it breaks down rapidly when it's exposed to air and to sunlight. So with that, it can be extremely hard to formulate, or some of the items on the market can maybe lose potency before they actually hit the store shelves. So you might be asking yourself, what makes the SeneGence product unique versus all the other retinol products out there? Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is the nanoretinol. Retinol is a nanoretinol that is lipid encapsulated. So the lipid encapsulation is super important because it's going to keep the potency of that highly reactive vitamin A super potent, super efficacious. The other thing that the lipid encapsulation will do is it's going to provide a sustained or a timed released mechanism, which is good for two things. Number one, you're putting this on at night, so that timed release formula is going to be delivered through the entire skin renewal cycle that happens at night. The other thing, it could possibly reduce the irritation that is normally seen with retinol products because it's going to be more of a timed released mechanism. The next thing is going to be actually the packaging right here. This is an opaque, airless bottle. So that is also going to be helping to keep that potency and that efficacy alive because it's going to keep out the air and the sun, which could oxidize and make the vitamin A lose its potency. The other thing that makes this product unique versus a lot of the other products I've looked at on the market is going to be some of the other key ingredients. Now, one of those ingredients is our SenePlex complex. Our SenePlex complex is in all of our cream-based products. This is a huge anti-ager where it's going to increase cellular renewal by 23%, pushing those plump, fresh cells to the surface faster, making your skin appear more radiant and youthful. The other ingredient that I am super stoked about with this product is the sodium hyaluronate complex. Now, if you remember from my climate control video, climate control is another sodium hyaluronate product that we have on our line, and what it's meant to do is to really moisturize your skin and keep the moisture in. So that part is super exciting, especially if you're like me where you have really dry skin. It's going to act as a humectant, which doesn't allow moisture to leave. So it gets that skin moisturized, and then that moisture retains in the skin, which can also help with anti-aging. Now, there are 4 different types of sodium hyaluronate in this little guy. So that is great because typically retinols can be rather drying, and you will see some initial maybe some redness and some dryness, because that is kind of what happens with retinol. It's very normal to see that, but the fact that we have some of these extra things in our product make it just so much easier for your skin to acclimate to. There's also a blend of some peptides and some synthetic growth factors that are really going to target wrinkles and help increase the moisture content and support the skin texture for a supple and firm appearance. The other thing that is interesting is there is an ingredient in the product called Nephoria. So Nephoria comes from the leaves from the rambutan superfruit, and that has been found to have very similar activities to retinol, so it's kind of complementing that activity. So naturally, as a pharmacist, my mind right away goes to, so how would this compare to, say, a prescription retinol? I had to do some additional research, and I want to share with you some of the interesting highlights that I found when I'm kind of comparing the two. So first thing, I am a doctor of pharmacy. I'm a licensed pharmacist, and the software that I use to look up the prescription information on the prescription retinoids, I typically like to use Lexicomp. That is a professional drug information database that I use on a daily basis. And so what I did is I looked up tretinoin, which is the generic for Retin A. Okay, so with that, couple differences that I will highlight for you. Number one, of course, the prescription form of the retinoid derivative is going to be more potent than the retinol in here. That is just by nature. This is not a prescription product. This is an over-the-counter beauty product. So of course that RX is going to be more potent. Now we have a 0.5% retinol in here. This is on the higher end of the spectrum versus a lot of the other retinols that are available over the counter. Now, one thing I do want to point out about the prescription retinoids versus this is the prescription retinoids do not contain any of the additional agents to moisturize the skin and calm the skin. So that is something that I found that actually I've never really thought about before. So the prescription retinols are mainly used for acne, but they can also be used for kind of the anti-aging stuff as well, but definitely gonna get a lot more skin reactions with the prescription because there is really nothing in there that is going to help combat the normal kind of side effects, if you will, from retinol products. So I thought this product definitely has a one-up on the prescription stuff based on that alone. The other thing that I wanted to point out, because it was actually something I forgot about until I started relooking this stuff up, some of the prescription retinol products are actually made from soluble fish proteins. So if you're looking at a prescription retinoid derivative, that's something to consider, especially for folks that have fish allergies, or if you're wanting to stay completely vegan. Now, all of our products are vegan. This is not made with any animal byproduct, and it's all plant-based. So that was another interesting fact or interesting comparison that I found between the two. And the last thing that I wanted to look at, of course, I do this every day in my job, is I wanted to look at cost. So for cost, I actually looked up again the generic Retin A prescription. The average cost for a tube of 45 grams was $470. Now, mind you, sometimes insurance does cover a portion of that depending on what your diagnosis is. If you are using it for acne, a lot of time insurance will cover it. If you're not using it for acne though, insurance won't cover it. So $475 for a 45 gram tube. So something to put in perspective is here, this is 15 mLs, which if we were doing water weight, we can also consider this 15 grams. So 3 of these would equal what 1 prescription would be over at the pharmacy for $470. If you bought 3 of these at $75 a piece, you're sitting at $225. So still a bit of a cost win here, definitely if your insurance doesn't cover the prescription form of the retinol, or the retinoids, I should say. The other thing that I wanted to mention here is that it is dermatologist approved. So we also do that with our products. We typically get them dermatology, I think, certified, as they call it. And it is formulated without gluten, parabens, or animal byproducts, which I kind of talked about a little bit. And it's also something that will not clog your pores. So finally, let's talk a little bit about how to use this product. So this product should be applied to a clean face. Now, I recommend that you start using this only once a week, and you can gradually build that usage to maybe every other night, maybe every night, but I want you to start low and go slow. So I would say for the first probably 2 weeks, only do it once a week. And you're gonna use 1 to 2 pumps, and you're gonna put it all over your face, and be careful around the eye area, as that skin is very thin and you could get some dryness around that area, okay? So you're gonna put it all over, and then you can follow with your evening routine. I still put my climate control on top, followed by my evening moisturizer, and then you can gradually build. So instead of doing every maybe 7 days, you could maybe add a day in there. Every 2 weeks, maybe add a day, and see how your skin tolerates it. Now, it is completely normal for you to experience some dryness, some redness, maybe some flaking, and maybe even having some of your moisturizers burn a little bit when you put them on. If you find that dryness and flaking gets very extreme, or the burning is very painful, you're gonna need to back off on the retinol treatment for a little while, or mix it in with your evening moisturizer. Now, sun exposure is another thing that's very real with this product. So it is going to increase your skin sensitivity to the sun. Now, our daytime moisturizers and our foundation and our color correcting tinted moisturizers, when you put them together, it gives you about equal to a 30 SPF, but there are some recommendations for you to consider an additional broad spectrum 15 to 30 SPF when you're using this, just to take that extra protection. So that's something that I would probably recommend as well, is looking into adding an SPF that is made for the face. The last thing would be, this bottle is probably going to last you about 2 months when you're using it every other day and doing 2 pumps for each application. So I know that was a ton of information on this bottle, but I felt like it was video worthy because there was so many good things about it and so many new things that I needed to learn. And also it was nice to have a little refresher on prescription retinoids, as I work in family medicine, not as much in dermatology, so it kind of reminded me of a pharmacy school a little bit when I was doing that section. So always good to keep that mind refreshed. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a share, a like. If you have individual questions about retinol specific to you, feel free to comment below and ask, or send me a message. And I can't wait to see you guys all again in the next video. So have a good night, everybody. See you later.